Hello, everybody. We are live. Welcome to the party. My name is Erin Bees. In case you didn't know, I'm here with my friend. I'm pointing this way, Julie Joe. And we're excited to chat with y'all today.
We are. Sorry, I'm just getting stuff settled on my live.
We had some technical difficulties, so if you are seeing us live, let us know. Hello, Michelle and Sunny and Jessica.
Hey, everyone.
I'm here for the tea. I see you, Megan.
The tea is bubbling.
It's piping hot.
Okay.
See what I did there? I blew on the tea because it was hot. Did you see that? Even though it's a Gatorade.
Wow. I didn't see it.
Dang it. That was some of my best stuff.
I'm sorry. I'm just, let's see if I click edit video quickly enough. Will it work?
Is it working for you?
I'm just trying to upload the banner or the
the banner. Yes. So
there we
go. In case you're wondering, we were trying to figure out how to do this video. It wasn't working. It was a screen recording. So I'm just going to screen share. So we're going to roll with it. And yeah, so I mean, let's share the tea, shall we?
Erin?
It's so much. Let's go back to the beginning.
The beginning.
Okay, so you guys saw my most recent video.
Mm-hmm.
One on Ariel. Did I say it, Ariel?
You did. I don't know, but I call it Ariel.
Ariel. I always think of the Little Mermaid, you know.
Yeah.
Spill the Gatorade. That's funny. Okay, so I did a video on Ariel, and I did an MLM fail video, which typically, these are distracting, which typically is reels or TikToks or posts, and it is used in a way to educate people on how some of the MLM people and companies talk about the business or try to create conversations from their content. That's essentially what an MLM fail is. We are debunking what is going on. Okay. All right. And I love the straw. So yeah, the beginning is always the place to start. So I did the video, and not a lot of people have heard of that company. I know Savannah Marie did a phenomenal deep dive on them. I watched that yesterday or the day before. And as a lot of you know, I put my thumbnail to let you guys know that I have a new video on my YouTube channel, even though I upload every Wednesday and Friday. And the people that I featured in the video did not like it. They were not a fan, and I get it. And let me just start by saying the video was not about coming after them personally. It was an educational tool meant to bring awareness. I think I even said that in the video. I even said, don't give them any hate. Don't do any of that stuff. That's not what this is about. And that's not what my channel is about. And I'd venture to say that a lot of anti-MLMers, that's not what we're about. And they didn't like it. They did not like it. And so yesterday, 2 days after the video posted or so, 2 days after the video posted, they went absolutely bananas on my Instagram post, which was fine. I get it. I can only put myself in their shoes. And Julie Joe and I talk about this a lot. We talk about this all the time. I'm like, Julie Joe, what's crazy is that had I not gone through kind of my awakening process where I was seeing what I was a part of, you would be doing videos about me. You would be doing my reels. You would be doing my lives. You would be doing my TikToks. You'd be reacting to them. A lot of the anti-MLM community would be. So I can only put myself in their shoes, and that would be really difficult to process. I think I would ask questions like, why my video? You know? So I think that's only fair to talk about that. I don't know. What do you have to say about that, JJ?
Yeah, no, I'm the same way. I mean, I'm surprised I wasn't on a top fail.
Right.
Top fail, I fail all the time in my MLM, like did top fail stuff all the time. What's interesting is how far they purposely go past the point of it.
Yeah.
For me, it was, you say that, or you are saying that all of us are bad. You're saying that we are bad. You are saying this about us. And it's like, no, we're not. We're saying your MLM is bad and they've taught you to do these things. And another odd thing is when they were telling us, well, I just watched Sky's video that we're going to talk about tonight, Skylar. And when she was mentioning, she was just saying all these words and we'll all see it. And it just seemed like you could talk about other MLMs, just not mine, without saying that, right? Like you can talk about other people's, just not mine.
Yeah.
We have to keep in mind when we're talking about Skylar, we're talking about a girl who's been at the top of a few different companies. It Works, and I think LuLaRoe is the other one, I think. HempWorks, something like that. It Works for sure was her most previous one. And the CEO of the MLM, one of them, because there's a husband and a wife, the wife was in it as well, and It Works. And because I've done digging previously, Aaron, because I was going to do that deep dive, but I decided not to. And so what I've found out is, so the wife and the husband created Ariel, and she was the first and the top best friend. She was the first person to sign up as a distributor. So guaranteed millionaire. You know what I mean? Yeah. So we just have to go in thinking that and knowing that she is legitimately the top leader of this company. And her niche is MLM PTSD, using anti-MLM words to manipulate the situation.
Yeah. I feel like you need to say that again. I feel like everybody was like,
her niche is MLM PTSD. It's in her Instagram bio, it's in her TikTok bio. And her goal, and what I've noticed as I watched the video, Aaron, is that she uses anti-MLM phrases to manipulate the situation. Also, hi to everyone. Sorry that it's quite a bit here. But hello. We are excited to be on here to talk about this. And again, that's my opinion. But as someone who has a diagnosed mental health disorder that is medicated and, I've got it pretty well under control now, but went through a couple of years of hell to get there. I am disgusted. And I'm also aware of how easy it is to manipulate us. So, yeah, I think that's all I have to say, honestly.
Yeah. So on my Instagram post from a few days ago, although it's like a living, breathing example of everything that we are talking about. For example, I wasn't talking about anybody, and let me know if you guys saw the video already. I wasn't talking about them personally. I wasn't talking about their looks. I wasn't talking about any of that. In fact, I complimented them, several of them. I was talking about the tactics, what they were doing. And in my opinion, especially on one of the reels that I was reacting to, at the beginning, she was talking about mental health. And one of the things that we see is people talk about mental health challenges, and they're trying to find people that are having the same kinds of challenges. And that turns into a conversation about their MLM. They end up recruiting because they're thinking, oh my gosh, this person gets me. They understand me. And what I was calling out in that video was the tactics behind that, not necessarily the individual. I wasn't downplaying or twisting her mental health journey, because I am a huge mental health advocate. And I think anybody that knows me knows that that is important. Mental health is everything, is absolutely everything. So my words were kind of being twisted, but then it was the most unique form of gaslighting I've ever seen. She said I was twisting, but she was twisting. And I'm kind of like, no, I didn't say anything about your mental health. I did say that it was an issue using this to recruit, because the sound that was combined with it and the pictures and the videos that she was showing. Now, if she was showing community, cool. But the way that it was all grouped together, you can't tell me for 1 second it wasn't to try and recruit for her team people that have had the same mental health challenges. That is the issue that I have with that, is predatory. That is predatory, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I totally agree. Just as I was watching the video, I was, like you said, it was unique the way that she was talking, because for the first time I clicked on her Instagram, I thought it was anti-MLM. And we've talked
Oh.
about that. You know, we've said we thought she was anti-MLM, and then it came to our attention that no, her phrase is it's not the same as every other MLM, which we also know that's BS. And what we see as everything unravels, as she did the 180 on you, and then started, you know, going against you, she became that top leader we all know and see.
Yeah.
Something else is throughout the entire video, she is low-key insulting you the entire time. And she's doing it in a way which obviously she's great with words because all she wants to do is get on a phone and talk to you.
Yeah.
She's doing it in a way that we see because we see it all the time, but not everyone would notice that if they're watching the video.
Yeah.
Also, she probably did about 15 minutes of your video.
Yeah.
Right? She probably commented about 15 minutes, and she tells us that we were going to take clips, right, and manipulate them. When have we ever taken clips and not done a full video reaction? Yeah. It's very rare. Now, if I'm doing a deep dive like with Stormy, I'm not going to do 8-10 minute clips for that. But we have never taken clips of something.
Yeah. It's always the full video.
It's always the full
for that reason.
Yeah. And the thing is, if she looked at our YouTube, she knows that.
Yeah.
But why would she say that? You know, why would she say that we do it the right way?
The thing that I found interesting from the Instagram comments was the fact that we went from talking about the I don't even know what the word is, how things were being presented through these reels and the content on my video to very personal things. But again, there was a lot of gaslighting because they were saying that I was attacking them.
Of course.
But Skylar in her video response to me, because I didn't respond to her messages in a timely manner.
God forbid. God forbid.
I mean, okay, first of all, just because somebody sends you a message doesn't mean that you need to respond to it. Nobody has the right to demand your time and energy. That's so odd to me.
And let's remember that her downline was on your Instagram photo, commenting.
Yeah, it was so interesting. And how it all became very personal. Mm-hmm. Well, you were downplaying and twisting my mental health journey. No, I wasn't. That's not what I said in the video at all. I was talking about the real and the reason behind it. And I think really what several of them were so mad about was the fact that I chose their video.
Yeah.
I think at the end of the day, that's what they were mad at. And you know what? They have every right to be mad. I would be mad too. I would be pissed. Yeah. I'd be like, why my video? We kind of already talked about that.
Yeah.
And I would be upset.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, that's so true. And something that, you know, we talked about before and I mentioned is I watched how she reacted with Boo because she felt so bad for the entire company of Boo that got shut down. And there's this sense of fear in her eyes because Boo was new. Ariel is less than a year old, from what I know. And Skylar, in my opinion, is fearful.
Yeah.
Right? If they get bad publicity now, everything's going to go downhill. And maybe they turn into Boo. Yeah. I think that's like her fear, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think so too. And I mean, that would be my fear too if I were in her shoes.
Yeah, so. I mean, yeah, that was me trying to put myself there and watching her reaction with Boo. And I mean, you know, she did the whole post about Boo and everything. Yeah.
Yeah. So after this, if you want to go, if you're somebody that likes to read all of the comments, I have not deleted anybody. I have not blocked anybody, nor do I plan to. You can go and you can read the comments after and kind of get caught up. But what we're really here tonight to do is to react and respond to Sky's reaction to my YouTube video and also not reading and messaging her back.
Yeah.
I don't know how else to word that.
Honestly, I was reading comments. I was like looking at the long comments that were going on. Yeah. This video is long, so well,
yeah, 39 minutes. It's like 39 minutes.
We'll skip through some of it because at some point she's talking to the DoorDash guy and leaves the room for a second. And I'm like, yeah, this was definitely your like really important to you, right?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
All right, so let me check on something really quickly. You guys can drop some questions or,
Yeah.
whatnot while I'm doing this. It's just gonna take me a second.
Oh, and if you haven't been following Erin on TikTok or Instagram, you should, obviously. But if you haven't seen it recently, and I don't know, if Erin, if you posted this anywhere other than like with me and a few other people, the CEO of Ariel, the male, is
Oh,
very upset. He responded to Erin's video without saying Erin, in a really intense way on his Facebook. Yeah, Facebook, right?
I think it was Facebook. Yeah. I I'm like, we made it to the CEO of the company. Like they're so pressed
I the drama.
about my am I the drama? They're so pressed about my opinion that it's gone all the way up to the CEO, which tells me,
Exactly what I need to know.
yeah,
Exactly what I need to know.
yeah, yeah. All right, well, should we start the video?
Let's go for it.
Okay, I'm gonna try and share my screen here, so bear
How
with
do
me
you
because
do
I
again?
haven't. You what?
I'll shift to here. This screen layout is, I think this will be the best one probably,
Okay,
if it lets me. I'm
is it
gonna
letting you?
hide that really quick. You probably have to share, yeah, when you share the video.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, and let me. Whoops, that's not what I want. That's not what I want to share. I mean, I could, but it's fine.
To retaliate, let me at these hens. I'll waste hours of their time. Yeah. We'll just ask them questions on and on and on and on.
Yeah, it's fine.
I love it. I love it.
Okay, let's see. I need to share. Hold on, guys. I'm getting it together. I promise.
I'm very excited, especially Erin, when you said she makes a lot of assumptions, even though she says you make assumptions, she makes a ton of assumptions.
Yeah, I'm not making any assumptions about them at all.
How can you say Erin's making assumptions and then make a shit ton of assumptions?
Yeah,
I can't read the room. Something's not right.
that's the pattern that we were seeing. They were saying
Yeah.
I was attacking them. They were the ones that were coming on the attack and calling me ignorant and I don't know what I'm talking about and all this stuff. And I'm like, who's going to tell them?
They must have the Hun playbook. I
The
feel.
Hunt playbook.
Yeah.
Okay. Can everybody see this okay?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Can everybody see that okay?
We can't see it now.
You can't see it now. Oh.
Because you have to share that exact screen. I think it opened a new screen.
Got it. Okay. Hold please. We're gonna get it together. We haven't done it this way before, so
yeah. It wouldn't let us do it the regular way. So
we're adapting.
We had to figure out how to do it.
And then I accidentally opened iMovie. Lord. Okay, let's try this one more time. We're gonna do it, you guys. We're gonna get through this together.
I'm really excited to watch it again. I was just like, I love that she did that video. Everything she does, though, is showing us more and more of the fact that she is like every other top leader.
Yeah.
There's no difference. Yay.
Okay, can you see it now?
Yes, we absolutely can.
Okay, great. So I'm gonna hit play, and I don't know if you're gonna be able to respond, or like pause it. So like, just if you need me to pause it, let me know.
Oh yeah, I won't be able to. So
Okay.
I'll just like lift my hand. So
yeah, just do something. All right, here we go.
Hey, Facebook, what is going on? Long time no see. We finally just got settled into the apartment that we're going to be staying in for a couple months. Life's been insane, as you guys all know, but I couldn't pass up the opportunity to shed some light and add some perspective to a situation I was approached about yesterday. And y'all know me, I'm going to let a good opportunity to give you some perspective pass you by. So I was sent a video last night by somebody on my team who came across an anti-MLMers video about yours truly, and a few other people on my team, a few of my sideline friends. And I know that this girl, Erin Bees, she does not get on Facebook very often, and that's fine. Like, I get it. Facebook can be kind of like,
No, Facebook is dying. That's why I don't get on the Facebook. Okay.
Absolutely not.
for your mental health sometimes. But
First assumption that I don't get on Facebook because of my mental health.
I'm going to keep a tally of assumptions.
Oh, yes. Yes, let's please do. That's fantastic.
Okay. I'll keep a tally.
First assumption,
So
I don't get on Facebook because of my mental health. Okay.
Okay, go ahead.
Dave reached out to Erin last night and asked her if she would interview me because I have a lot to say. And she didn't open the message. And then I actually reached out to her on Instagram and commented on her the little picture of her video on Instagram, and her response was kind of weird. I'll just read it to you. Here it is. I said, I saw my face on your YouTube. She said, I'll check it out when I'm on Facebook again. Or I sent you a PM. She said, I'll check it out when I'm on Facebook again. I'm not on there much. Okay, but if somebody sent me a message and they told me, hey, I sent you a message, check your messenger, you would think that they would just go check it because it's like not that hard to just click it.
Yes, the cute blonde in the back. Okay.
No, I wouldn't just go check it, especially when people are attacking my Instagram post, and especially when it's from someone that I don't really care about reading a message from.
Yeah. That's called healthy boundaries.
Yeah, I don't have to go read your message, and God forbid I didn't respond in one day.
Yeah.
God forbid.
Yeah.
And by I mean Erin. Did she make an assumption? I don't know. I wasn't listening.
Yeah.
The assumption part.
You're gonna have to pin any of the comments because I don't think I can do it.
Okay.
Since I'm sharing my screen. And let us know what you guys are thinking so far.
Facebook app and click Messenger and look. But that was her roundabout way of telling me she'll get to it when she gets to it. But I did send her a message yesterday, and I will read that to you as well. She still hasn't opened it. 1 second, I gotta go tell Corey to DoorDash is here.
We're gonna fast forward this part because this is a whole thing with DoorDash and her husband, and so I'm just gonna fast forward.
DoorDash is fine. Hello.
Okay, let's go back because I don't want to skip over anything. I don't want to miss anything.
Sorry, DoorDash can't ever find us. Anyways, I messaged her to just give her some perspective, okay? Like, because here's the deal. I'm on live. He's out there waiting on you. He's not out there. Yes, he is. He's outside. He's downstairs. People see these anti-MLMers as a threat. I don't. I feel like, it's a good opportunity for us to find common ground and work towards the same mission. As you guys know, I have a whole website created.
Wait, let her finish that sentence.
To MLM PTSD and finding healing from that. And so a lot of the things that these people are saying are true. Like, these things have happened to us. These things have been very hard for us to deal with.
Okay. What was the first thing she said? I forgot what I was going to say. It was in the heat of the moment.
She said I have a whole website that talks about MLM PTSD and the healing behind that.
Yeah. What was right before that? Anyone in the comments?
You want me to just rewind it?
Yeah. Rewind it. Rewind it.
Okay, I think this is close.
And as you guys know, I have a whole website created to MLM PTSD.
Rewind it.
Before this?
Rewind it. Yeah, it was before this. My husband's like, rewind it. Okay.
Right
I think right here should be fine.
Okay.
It's a good opportunity for us to find common ground and work towards the same mission. As you guys know, I have a whole website created to MLM PTSD.
I remember. I think it was right before that, but it's fine. common ground. Oh, she was talking about how, okay, yes, I'm getting my words together. MLM PTSD. But you're in an MLM, the top leader, and you're asking others to join again.
Yeah.
Make it make sense.
Yes.
And might I add that not only are you preying on vulnerable people, but you have put a stamp on their head of what kind of vulnerable people you are preying on. A stamp of mental health. So why? Because in my opinion, those people, including myself when I was in this situation, are much easier to manipulate.
Do you want to elaborate on that?
Yeah. Someone or something makes them feel good, makes them excited, kind of pulls them out of this dark hole. Someone like her is paying attention to someone who is feeling low and having a lot of options that they've tried to help, but not finding success in those options. And then having someone coming along and saying, in my opinion, that this is the successful option.
Yeah.
Especially when you suffer with depression, anxiety, you try so many different things oftentimes to see if something's going to help you get better, if something's going to fix it. And I think she uses this as a way to be like, this is the option that'll fix it. You don't have to be on medication. And in my opinion, I haven't heard her say these things, but I just heard this. You don't have to be on medication. You don't have to do this or that. You can be a part of my team. We are a community of people who love each other. We care about our mental health. We're lifting each other up. You're selling products and you're making money in the process for a new company, right? So you get in early. You're going to make money. I mean, I could just write a whole book about what she says, very likely, of course, allegedly, but
yeah,
very, very easy to know what she's thinking.
Yeah. Yeah. Thanks for clarifying that, because I think that makes a whole lot more sense. And we're not bashing her. We're not bashing her as a human. We are talking about what we are seeing here. I'm going to say that probably a million times on this live. This is not us bashing her. And one of the things that we see a lot with MLM people that feel like they have to defend it is that they have to come from this place like we are attacking them. Let's be very clear. We're talking about what she is saying. We're not talking about her character. We're not talking about her personality. We are talking about the words that are coming out of her mouth. I just want that to be super clear, because I feel like that got lost in translation a little bit on the YouTube video, and then definitely in the comments. Yeah. Okay. So we're ready to keep going.
Yeah, let's go.
And finding healing from that. And so a lot of the things that these people are saying are true. Like, these things have happened to us. These things have been very hard for us to deal with in the MLM industry. Sorry, this is life having an apartment with 2 dogs and 3 kids. So a lot of these things, she's not wrong, but a lot of them are based on assumptions that we're all the same, and that's kind of hurtful, because we have set out to create change in this industry.
He's not out there. You need to call him, please.
I can't call him. He's downstairs waiting on you.
There's no one out there.
Hold on, guys.
I should probably fast forward this.
Hello?
Hi, my husband came outside but didn't see you. What building are you in front of?
Jim?
Hold on 1 second.
Building 8.
Yeah, build 8810. Okay, bye. Okay, sorry about that again. Hopefully we don't have any more interruptions. Anyways, I feel like we could find common ground and relate, because there are a lot of things that she says that aren't wrong, but there are a lot of things that she is saying that are. So I'm going to show you guys some clips of the video in a second, but I reached out to her after seeing my face on her YouTube channel. And I said, hey, Erin, I saw your YouTube video today. And first off, I just want to thank you for being so kind with some of your comments. Because some of the things she was saying were really nice, like saying, oh, that girl's really pretty. Or, oh, that girl, like, she, looks like she suffers from mental health. And I understand, like, she was kind of being understanding. but she was sandwiching. It was like a shit sandwich. So, and I said, honestly,
Oh, look, Julie Joe sent me a voice message while I was screen recording. Hello, friend.
Hello.
your kind comments sandwiched in was a breath of fresh air to me in some ways. I know your opinion is strong and set on what you think of the MLM business model as a whole, and I understand why. I have so many stories that I could share, so many things I could tell you, so much insight I could give, so many things that you say that I actually agree with when it comes to the tacky business practices in this model. I've been in the industry for 10 years. I've been royally screwed over. People have turned on me. All the things that you say happen, in fact, do. However, this is the only career I've ever had, and I sought out to create change because at one point these cringeworthy practices were a thing, which is why we created a place instead of joining another company with money, hungry CEOs, mean girls, greedy people. I'm sure it sounds cliche to you, and this might not be worth your time reading or my time typing. But for the
Okay, first of all, I need to say something. I need to clarify what she's talking about. That's all fine and dandy what she's talking about. The issue that myself and other anti-MLM creators, supporters have is the business model. The business model is not any different. It's the same. It all stems from Amway back in the day, and I've talked about this a little bit. It stems from Amway. Amway was the one that was sued by the FTC. They ended up, because of lobbyists and all kind, like I don't want to get into all that, but because of lobbyists and all kinds of stuff, they were fined and they were able to continue their business model. That is how MLMs are here today, because so many of them are like, oh, we use the same thing that Amway does. We're the same as Amway. And in the 80s, they were totally fine. Like, it's all good. So it's not about the community. It's not about, the mean girls. All of that stuff happens. She just said it herself. That's not the issue. I want to be real clear on what issue that we are talking about. And that is the business model of MLMs. MLMs are the problem. You have to recruit in order to move up. You have to recruit in order to make a substantial living. You have to recruit in order to, do all of those things. You can't make a substantial income off of the sale of a product. And by the way, it's not affiliate marketing.
Yeah, definitely not. It is literally the definition of affiliate marketing and MLM completely different. They do not go together.
Yeah. And if you haven't read the book Ponzonomics, just like my friend Dre said, you should. You should read Ponzonomics. Hunter, thank you for the sticker. That's awesome. So I just want to be real clear on that. It's not about any of the things that she's talking about. It's the MLM business model that is the issue. And again, this is not me attacking her personally. This is not me saying she's a terrible human. I have not said that, nor will I. And I'm not going to, you guys know what I'm saying. Let's continue.
For those of us who want to heal from the trauma, we didn't want to give up the freedom we had because of bad people and because they got a hold of it. The only way we could do that was to start our own company from the ground up. I see your perspective and I know it well. I'd like to give you some insight from the inside. At the end of the day, it's my word against yours. And honestly, I'm just as pissed off as you that people have changed.
I'm not mad though, Skylar. I mean, I'm like, assumption number 2, Aaron's mad.
Oh,
Write it on your list, JJ.
Assumption number 2. Aaron's pissed off. Got it.
I'm not mad. I mean, when all of this was going down in my comments on my Instagram post, I was eating a poke bowl and having a Diet Coke and like chilling. Like I'm not mad. We were having a conversation. We were answering what was being asked, and I'm not mad. So I don't. Yeah.
And you probably once loved to. This is pretty I'm sure that you understand pretty scary because this is the second time I've been featured on an anti-MLM YouTube, but I feel like you and I could have a civil conversation and open dialogue and understand each other's points of views here. So interview me. Let me know. I wish we could say we were on the same team here because we're both fighting for the same common good, but instead of canceling it, I want change. And I'm an open book on the trauma, all the deceit, and why we decided instead of walking away, we would try to fix something we didn't bring.
then why is your compensation plan, which I have studied, just like every other compensation plan? What is different? The culture? Guess what? We're talking about the business structure.
Yeah.
And it seems as though, in my opinion, that the culture from last night that we've seen, and from Skylar, if you're watching this, when you enter the chat, it's the exact same as every other MLM. You're not fooling anyone, Skylar. I know you're watching this or you're going to see it. Continue.
I heard a couple YouTube videos that I've made on MLM PTSD and the things that I'm trying to fight against. So my point is that I reached out to Erin, asked her to have a conversation with me very kindly. I didn't go into attack mode like a lot of these people do when they come at us. A lot of times people get mad. They like to attack and they want to defend. I'm not here to do any of that. I'm here to simply say that we're on the same mission. They're just not.
No, Skylar, we are not the same. We are not on the same mission. You are recruiting into your MLM where 99, according to the FTC, over 99% of people lose money or don't make any money. I am educating and bringing awareness to hopefully prevent people from joining an MLM, losing themselves, hurting their family's budget, dipping into their savings, losing their savings, all of those things. We are not the same. We're not on the same mission. There's no common ground here other than I spent 13 and a half years in multi-level marketing. So all of the tactics that I'm seeing from the MLM industry, I used to be a part of.
Yeah, we both used to do the same thing as people in our company who were in the top very tiny percent. We know what she's thinking for the most part.
And I know that there's going to be questions. Well, if you're talking about the business model, why did you feature these videos? Because those are the tactics used to attract to the business model. That's awareness. That's education.
Yeah. And you've never seen us take a video of someone who's not doing something that is a tactic or a manipulative thing from an MLM. We're not doing it to make fun of people. We're not doing it to shame people. Never once have we taken a video that was not an MLM tactic or proof of MLM manipulation.
That was posted publicly.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Their voices are getting lost in translation because they're not going about it right. Like you can't.
Yeah, my voice is really lost.
I mean, I think y'all hear me loud and clear.
I don't know. I'm coming up on 5,000 on my YouTube, 5,000 subs on my YouTube, and since June, I don't think, and almost 90,000 on my TikTok. I don't think my voice is very lost.
Yeah.
Actually,
subscribe and go follow her on TikTok if you haven't already. Okay, thanks.
Y'all are sweet. I don't think my TikTok didn't blow up until, guess what? I shared my MLM story. You know why it blew up? Because people related to it. So.
Yeah. Let's keep it rolling.
Sorry.
Create a movement and then do the same thing that you're complaining about. And that's what's happening. And, if you really wanted to create change, Erin, if you're watching this, which you probably aren't because you don't have Facebook or you don't like Facebook, if you really wanted to create change, you wouldn't be doing the same things that your old upline did to you. And here's the deal. Erin, her heart has been hurt. She has been broken in some way. I can't claim to know her whole story.
Assumption 3. Her heart has been hurt.
I shouldn't be laughing because that's a stretch. Now, has there been trauma? Yeah, I was a part of an MLM for a very long time, along with other life experience. Of course, everybody has some sort of trauma. But for Skylar to assume that the reason that I'm speaking out against MLM is because of my personal trauma, because my former we all know who my former upline was. Right? Like
Jessica.
Speaking out is not about sharing my personal trauma, sharing my hurt. The whole reason, in case people have not heard kind of this part of my story, but the wake up call for me when I was in an MLM was the fact that our team was not winning. Our team was suffering. They weren't making the income. I was making income. I was very successful in MLM, and I felt like I had to make a decision. Like I had to be okay with me making all this money and them not winning, or I had to decide that I wasn't okay with that. It felt like a crossroads. And there's a lot of people that in my opinion, do face those same crossroads. I chose to not be okay with that. I chose to be a voice for the people that have been, victimized in an MLM, because it happens. So go ahead.
I was just saying, Lindsay asked, I think it's a good question. And there's a reason that, and we can both share our opinions on this if you want. Why not have a convo with her? She did not seem to come at you like all angry. Just a question. Great question, Lindsay.
Yeah, I think that's a great question. And in my opinion, the reason that I didn't want to have a conversation is because I knew where it was going.
Yeah.
It was about, I don't want to say it was about views and likes, but because I don't think it necessarily was. However, I do think it was about her defending herself. And that's not what my platform is going to be used for.
Yeah. And I think a lot of it is, it's different. And things can be said when you get one-on-one on a call. Yeah. Words are changed and manipulation is different. And let's remember, she is obviously good with words in some sense.
Yeah.
She is at the top of an MLM. And she has been in another one.
Yeah.
So.
And now I'm definitely not going to be having a conversation, especially after all of the things that we saw in the comments. I haven't deleted anything. And again, I'm going to say this several times. I haven't deleted anything. I haven't blocked anybody. You guys can go and check it out for yourself. Again, this is not me judging them. I really genuinely feel like that comment section is a living, breathing example of everything the anti-MLM community talks about, that some of these MLM people do, say, act, those types of things. There's gaslighting, there's all kinds of stuff in there, literally a case study. So you can go and check it out after this.
I think a lot of it too was a sit and wait game for us. Like, and when we were talking about it, Erin, it was like, okay, let's see what happens. All of her, well, not all of her downline, a few of her downline are in these comment sections going crazy intense, right? And I told her that in her comments, let's see what happens.
Yeah.
How did she react? Well, she reacted how we thought she was going to react.
Yeah.
And that assured us, okay, we don't talk.
Yeah.
We don't have a conversation with. We don't get on a phone call with.
Yeah. And I think ultimately she wanted to control the narrative. Well, you're not going to control the narrative on my social media pages.
Absolutely not.
They're my social media pages. Just like she's allowed to have her opinion, as we are listening to her opinion, and I'm giving my opinion and JJ's giving her opinion. Everybody's entitled to their opinion. But on my page, I control what is done and said there. And there's nothing wrong with that. She controls it too on her page. And that's her social media page. So like, yeah.
I need to potty. Can we have like a 1 minute potty break?
Yeah.
Solid. BRB, have a chit chat. BRB.
Yeah. So let me read some of these comments. I don't know if I can click on them. I actually have already sent the video to AM Psychology. So I hope she does see it. If nothing else, I would love her opinion for sure, because I am genuinely curious. So you guys can drop some questions if you want. I feel like we should have cued some music or something. Oh, thanks, Ashley. You're amazing. If you guys have not subscribed to AM Psychology's YouTube channel, followed her on Instagram, you really should. I love her perspective. I love how she comes from the psychology of what we're seeing. I think that it's so fascinating. And definitely after watching her channel, I feel like I was able to kind of step back, you know, and I'll just be super honest with you guys. Like several years ago, if I would have read some of those comments in my Instagram from the other day, I would have had a very hard time processing. But I also understand that that is how they have been taught to defend what they think is right because of the echo chamber that they're in. And again, this is not me judging them. It's all good. Like I'm not upset about it at all. But had I not spent that time and healed myself, then I would have had a hard time dealing with those comments and such. So I would love for AM Psychology to take a look at it. So if you guys want to message her, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, I'll send her a message too.
Yeah, I sent her the video earlier. So
her and I have had some conversations. So hopefully,
yes,
we can
yes.
catch up.
All right, let's keep it moving.
Story. I did very little research on her. I actually think her and I have had an interaction before on my other profile. I think I blocked her because she was going off about something on my profile.
That's not accurate. I don't go off on people's profile. Oh, there's assumption number 3.
Oh, sorry.
I went off on her profile. I don't do that. So I'm not.
Got it. I am a speedy peer. I'm back. I thought that comment was so funny. I almost brought a puppy, but they are passed out.
Oh,
So, but I will bring a puppy close to the end of the stream.
Yes.
I'll bring 4 puppies. 'Cause they're 4.
I understand where that comes from too. I understand where the pain comes from, and I understand what healing looks like. And if you are using your voice to create change in something, but also bullying and making assumptions about people, making false claims about things that you don't know about.
Did you just raise your hand and I missed it?
No.
Okay.
You're doing the same thing that you're fighting against. And at that point, your voice isn't heard because people can see that it's not transparent, that you're doing exactly what you're standing up against. So, back in my first company, a lot of times, like if I wasn't able to hit a goal or I was falling behind, they would tell me all the things I was doing wrong, and they would use toxic positivity.
Sorry, I missed that. Sorry, friend.
I just went ahead and used the dictionary to define bullying. So I thought I would let's get this one settled, right? Because how often do we hear it? Yeah, also, why the quotation marks around healing? That's a good question, a little bit.
The body language around that, not that I'm an expert. I would love the behavior panel to also look at this. Actually, I would love the behavior panel to look at some of the top leaders in multi-level marketing. I think that would be fascinating.
Me too. So Merriam-Webster, the definition of bully, a blustering, browbeating person, especially one who is habitually cruel, insulting, or threatening to others who are weaker, smaller, in some way more vulnerable. It's interesting that she calls us the bully. That sounds like an MLM top leader.
Yeah.
And when I say that, I talk about the part at the end where it's talking about the weaker, more vulnerable people.
Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah.
Also, in that definition, I feel like there is somebody that has more power and somebody that's a little bit more vulnerable. And I don't see that. For me to be a bully, that's her saying that I have more power. I don't have more power than her.
Definitely not.
How would I? How? That doesn't make any sense to me. So
also habitually cruel, threatening, insulting. Like
she just complimented how nice I was.
Yeah, exactly. How can she be so nice and also a bully who is cruel, insulting, and makes sure to take advantage of weaker people? Interesting.
Yeah. And also, because I see the comment, we're either bullies or haters to those people. Yes, that is one of the things that they say. And they classify anybody, in my opinion, they classify anybody that doesn't agree with them, their company, their products, or whatever in their MLM as a hater. And that's not what a hater is. Okay, let's carry on.
Just wanted to,
and I ended up having a really low self-worth and self-esteem because of it. And they were trying to make me do something that they wanted me to do. They wanted me to perform. But I couldn't perform because I was constantly getting beat over the head with it. And that's kind of like what I see here. Like, you want this to change, but you don't really, because you're beating it. You're beating a dead horse. You're not bringing any value to the change you're wanting to create. And unfortunately,
I'm curious what beating a dead horse when you are talking about the anti-MLM movement that is growing at a substantial rate. That's not really beating a dead horse.
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
I'm looking up the definition so that we can.
The dead horse definition?
Yeah.
Okay,
Why
good.
not? Oh, I don't like that.
And you know what? It makes me sad that she was having that experience with her former upline, because I know that all of us have probably been there in that situation where they wanted you to go live and share something or post this or do this or get vulnerable or whatever the case may be. And I don't like that. I think that that is really sad. And it's also something that the MLM or anti-MLM community is trying to bring up, is that that's the delivery system that we're talking about that was highlighted in my video. That was the whole purpose of that video, is because that is how it's presented.
What I think when they say like you're beating a dead horse, like using that idiom, what I think they're doing is actually making their downline feel better. Like their downline thinks, oh, they're not doing anything. But in reality, beating a dead horse means to continue to focus on an issue or topic that is no longer of any importance or relevance. But the thing is, like you mentioned earlier, Erin, anti-MLM has only grown exponentially, by the way. There has been multiple documentaries, thousands of articles and news, and there's so much around anti-MLM that it is extremely relevant. So now with the definition of being a dead horse, it just literally, logically does not work.
Melody's comment: beating a dead horse is making new MLMs trying to make a good one, or trying to, I'm going to add on to that, Melody, I hope you don't mind, or trying to make a different type of MLM. It's still the same business model. That's a fantastic comment.
Yeah. Yeah, I love that.
that's not going to do anything for you. You're used.
Okay, so I'm sorry that I'm stopping this. This
No.
is not about me.
Yeah.
That's where there's confusion, I think. Me speaking out is not about me. It is about preventing people from thinking they are broken. It is about preventing people from losing themselves and only wearing their company stuff and business 24/7 and sitting at the computer for 14 to 16 hours a day, feeling like they're not good enough. You know, all of that. None of this is about me. It's about speaking up for people. It's advocacy. It's about speaking up for people that aren't comfortable sharing their story yet. And maybe they send me message. I've gotten so many messages, and I'm not saying this as a threat. I've gotten so many messages from people that used to be around Skylar. It is crazy.
Me too.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Me too.
But it happens. I get it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So none of this is about me. It's about moving the movement forward. It's about being an advocate for people that have been victimized or hurt or are somewhere on their healing journey after leaving their MLM, or they're trying to figure out how to get through,
Yeah.
how to process leaving their MLM. Or they have a family member that's in an MLM and they're like, I don't even talk to them anymore because every time I do, they want to sell me product. That's what this is about. Now,
Yeah.
do I make money on merch? Yeah, I do. Like anybody else. Do I make money off of my monetized YouTube channel? Yes, I do. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's classified as an educational channel, which is the broadest category on YouTube. Everything that I do is about education and awareness. And
Yeah.
you know what? I believe in getting paid for my time.
I think they forget that we did it before as well when we weren't getting paid. Sometimes we did it even harder, right? And for me personally, while I'm doing, one of the people have asked me on TikTok and I've answered them before, but I'll answer it here. They ask me, why are you doing anti-MLM content? Like, and of course they'll use a strawman fallacy and say something like, why won't you work on something like sex trafficking? Why are you doing this instead of that? And I'm like, first, strawman fallacy. All right, move that along. Second, because I'm being the person that I wish I had before I joined. Yeah. Right? Like I'm being who I wish I had. I said whenever I got out of my MLM and I watched anti-MLM stuff, I said, wow, I wish there were more. Like, I wish I saw this person's video before this. I wish I saw this person's video before this. And I said, okay, why don't I try?
Yeah.
Maybe I could do that for someone.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Yeah. Because where else are they gonna, I mean, we're sharing stories, other people's stories, our stories, you know, different companies. Where else are they going to get the information, you know, the research? Of course, the FTC website, of course, look up the income disclosure statement, you know, ask for a profit and loss statement, all of those things. Yes. But sometimes people want something else to watch as well, based on personal experiences. So
yeah. Yeah.
Your voice to, for one, gain clout, which I get it. If you're used to working on social media and she's been in the industry,
The clout we get is so nice.
probably
I don't understand.
Everyone's so respectful to us. All the ones in the comments are always so sweet.
I stopped
love
chasing
our clout.
likes and comments when I got out of my MLM. So
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I first off, I had so many people unfollow me and block me when I left. I lost clout. Also, the clout I get, well, at least the clout I get on TikTok. Oh my gosh. It is not the clout people want.
yeah,
And it's ones being extremely cruel. Not
Yeah.
only, you know, commenting on my looks, but commenting in general about my intelligence. I mean, it is just of the utmost bullying.
yeah, I agree.
So,
you got to figure out how to pay your bills, man. Like, I've been in that situation before where I was like ready to walk away from the whole thing. And you got to figure it out. And the one thing that you have is your social media. And the one thing that you have is a following, and you can use it for good and still create an income from that, because you are trying to create an income on YouTube by sharing this content. And you are trying to gain a following on Instagram by sharing this content, and with Reels and TikTok paying. Like, I get it, but there is a way to do it where you can inspire people, make people really heal, because healed people don't hurt people.
I actually agree with that. I think that healed people don't hurt people, and I respect her perception that what I'm doing is hurting people, but I guarantee you she is hurting far more people, in my opinion. Not saying that she's doing it intentionally. MLMs hurt people. When over 99% of people lose money, lose themselves, you know, get shunned when they don't agree with their leader. I could go on and on and on about it.
yeah, absolutely.
I would rather give an honest truth on an MLM company over a reel or whatever than for somebody to go through the hurt of joining an MLM and you know, over 99% of people failing at it and thinking they are the failure. Guys, I was in the top 0.38% of Prove It, and I thought I was a failure. That's insane.
Yeah, that is really insane.
That is insane. So yeah, here we go with the hurt people. Yeah. I'm not hurting anybody. I mean, she might be upset that I'm featuring her. In fact, I'm pretty sure she is. And that's okay. She's entitled to feel that way. She's entitled to be mad about it. You know,
We didn't expect them to be excited.
yeah, I would have a very hard time if I were her. And I was in an MLM. I felt like I was doing the right thing, because I really thought that I was doing the right thing when I was in an MLM. And it wasn't until I really started to look closer at what my team was doing and how they were feeling that I was like, something is wrong. I'm not okay with being the top of the pyramid. That wasn't my terminology at the time, but that's essentially what it was.
And a little bit, I was thinking of something and I read your comment.
That's a great comment.
Yeah, it is. So, oh shoot, Aaron, I lost it. I always lose the important things right before I say them. We'll go along and I'll get there.
Okay. We'll circle back.
We'll circle back.
Don't hurt people, Aaron. So, like I said, I'm going to show you guys some clips from this video, and then I'm going to respond to them. And, you know, I did want to go live with her and let her interview me live. I would not let her interview me on her YouTube channel because she can cut and manipulate things, and I wanted it to be a real and raw, open dialogue. And honestly, I feel like she's one of the nicer anti-MLMers, so maybe we could actually have some kind of a good conversation and help each other work towards the same goal. But
Aaron is nicer than me.
help each other work towards the same goal. You're trying to recruit people into your MLM. I'm trying to prevent people. That's not common ground.
No, you are much nicer than I am. You are nice.
I just don't think, when I do a YouTube video, and this is just me, when I do a YouTube video and I'm reacting to somebody's content, or as I'm reacting to Skylar's content right here, there's no reason I need to attack her. There's no reason I need to say anything negative about her appearance. This is not about that. This is much bigger than that. This is about, this is about people, essentially, right? So like MLMs always talk about how they're in the people business. Well, yeah, because their distributors are the customers. I'm getting off on a tangent, but anyways.
Oh, I remembered what I was going to say.
Oh, dude.
Okay, so they feel attacked because they're not ready to accept or take responsibility for what they've done. So they're in cognitive dissonance mode when they get angry and upset because they feel attacked, right? They're thinking you're attacking them, when in reality, if they cleared the fog, they would realize what they've done and take responsibility for it. But they're not there yet. The fog is still in front of their eyes.
Yeah.
So they feel attacked. I do think their feelings, like, I believe that they believe they're being attacked.
Yeah.
Even though they're
I would have.
Yeah, I believe that they believe it.
Yeah.
100%.
And I think that comes from, just based off of my experience in MLM, there is straight out of the bite model, us versus them mentality. So if you have somebody, and I'm just going to go back to how I was when I was in an MLM, and many of you knew me at that point. If somebody would have said something to me in my messenger, if somebody would have done a video on me, if somebody would have posted about me, I would have gone on the attack. I would have, it's a very us versus them mentality. And you almost have to be. That's that information control and all of that stuff kind of into one. We see it in multi-level marketing. And I think that's kind of what we're seeing here a little bit.
Yeah.
Completely ignoring me. Which I understand why. When we get in these, like, a lot of people that are involved in this kind of business structure, when we get into this mindset, this tunnel vision mindset, we put our blinders on and we can't see anything else going around us. And that's one of the things that she talks about a lot. We can't see anything else.
Please excuse my screen recording. I was walking around, my phone flipped. It'll fix here in a second.
Hang on. That's where she's at. Except she's not doing it with her company now. She's doing it with the anti-MLM movement. She's not listening. She doesn't want to hear it. And I get it. I've been there. So without further ado,
Can I just say that the thing that we do is listen.
Yeah.
Now that we're out, all we do is listen. We listen and then we come up with our opinions, right? We form an opinion. We also form an opinion based off the facts we bring to the conversation. All we do is listen. The moment we took off our blinders was the moment that we stepped out of the echo chamber of the MLM.
Yeah.
This is her manipulating information, manipulating words that we've used in the anti-MLM community. She knows those words. She knows what she's doing. The only blinders are people who are in the MLM. And a lot of them, they didn't put on their own blinders. We do not hate people in MLMs. We are doing this for those people.
Yeah.
Top leaders, in my opinion, stick the blinders on people, and the people themselves have to rip it off. It's a personal.
I love what Lindsay said. She said, Erin, it's that feeling you described watching Roberta for the first time. Yeah, I was very angry when I first found Roberta Blevins. I was very angry.
A couple clips. I'm not a good video editor. I don't claim to be, but here we go. Maybe.
What is up, everybody? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Erin Bees. I am a wife, a mom, a military veteran. I spent 13 and a half years in multi-level marketing and healed my way out of it. Very grateful for it. And I'm bound and determined using all of my platforms to raise awareness and to educate people on the dangers of MLMs. Hopefully.
Okay, I'm going to pause it right there. I want to refer back to her YouTube channel real quick and just kind of tell you what she's all about, because I think that's really important. Life has been a beautiful journey. The healing, not so fun. It has led me here and I will forever be grateful. What can you expect here? If my kids don't leave me alone, you guys, I don't know how I'm going to do this. I will forever be grateful. What can you expect here? Stories of healing, leaving my MLM, human design goodies, vulnerability, honesty that hopefully helps you realize you're not alone. I'd love to connect with you on social media. Hold on.
While she's doing that, I actually think that I sometimes will get questions about human design. And that is something that I'm kind of getting away from. It's still something that I incorporate every day, but I don't know that it's a part of what I'm going to be doing on YouTube. So I don't know why. I just felt like I need to tell you guys that.
It was my dog knocking on the door. So she's like saying all these really positive things, like this has been a beautiful journey. The healing's not so fun, but here I am. I'm grateful for my experiences. Okay, then let's keep that attitude throughout the video, just like her attitude here, like I'm here to help people. Okay, but you can't help some people by hurting others. I think that's important to recognize.
Got some people from joining and also help others heal their way out of their MLM. And she's dancing and making.
Okay, so here she's going to start talking about how all MLMs, in one breath, all MLMs are the same, the culture's the same, blah, blah, blah. And then she goes to say later on that they're not the same, that not all people in MLMs are bad. So we're going to watch this.
Actually, what I said was, as you'll see, that MLMs have the same business model, but not all people in MLM are bad people. That's what I've said. She's just kind of twisting that a little bit. TikToks or whatever with her friends, and you see them at Christmas, and it all looks really incredible. Some of this is probably at like team meetings and different things, and it all probably looks incredible on social media. But
for one, I'm going to stop her right there. She's referring to a video that my girl Ashley made, and a lot of us are in it. We're dancing and we're having a good time at retreats and just like a big family. And what really sucks about the assumptions that Erin is making here is that she thinks it just looks incredible on social media and there's some like secret behind it, like we all hate each other secretly, or we all have this chronic drama problem, or we don't let other people hang out with us, like we're so tight that we don't let anybody else in. These are all things that like actually have been done to us in our former companies. And that's something that we wanted to prevent happening again. So we have been able to create a culture where everyone is welcome, although it may be hard for Erin to believe. We have created a culture that when you walk into a retreat, you don't feel immediately outcasted. You feel pulled in and loved and valued. And we act like silly fools at our retreats. We're just silly. We're just silly girls. We just have fun. We laugh, we cry, we hug, we lift each other up. And that's the real. That's not a facade. And I know because I've lived in a facade and I've been treated badly. She also talks about like how the leader is always so mean and a dictator. And
I never said the leader was a dictator. She might have interpreted it that way, but that's not what I said.
All this other stuff. And I'm the leader and I lead with my team. They lead with me, not a dictator. I've actually been at the top of an organization where the team treated me that way. They outcasted me. They treated me badly. So it doesn't just have to be the leader, but when your leader has been through things like that and they understand pain and trauma and being alone and feeling not worthy and seeing their team all turn into like a Stepford wife version of themselves, like the same, that's the kind of stuff that you have to go through to get to the point where you can create that change. And that's exactly what we've done in our team and company-wide. So I'll continue to let her talk. not forget that the second that you decide to do something else, the second you start to question, the second you say, well, I'm not comfortable doing that. I don't want to go live. I don't want to share my trauma. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do that. I don't want to use my kids to sell the product. That's when you start to become kind of exiled from that community. Okay. I've had, over the course of 10 years, hundreds of people leave companies and go do other things. Guess what? I'm still their friend. I still talk to them on a daily basis. I still check in with them and care about them, because for me, this isn't a friendship based on a dollar amount. This is a friendship based on a friendship. And anybody that knows me personally, because we know that Erin does not, knows that about me. I invest a lot into relationships, into people. And just because somebody decides, you know what, this isn't for me anymore, or they don't want to work their business that way, does not mean that they're disposable to me. I've been disposed of too many times, and I know what that feels like. I've never been the disposable type. I don't dispose of people well anyways. And we also want to give them different ways that they can work their business that they are comfortable doing. You don't all have to fit in the box here. We have so many different ways that people can work without putting themselves in an uncomfortable situation. And I think that's important to recognize too. Collaborative, supportive, and loving culture. We are only getting started. Let's talk about the culture of MLMs. That is a very broad assumption, but she's going to backtrack in a second and take that back.
No, I'm not going to backtrack in a second on my own video.
Again, she's choosing to use these words to manipulate the situation. She knows you're not backtracking, and if she thinks you're backtracking, she needs to rewatch the video.
Yeah, and I think what she's referring to is when I said, you know, MLMs, let's talk about the culture of MLMs. And then I say that not everybody in an MLM is bad. And I still believe that. I know that not everybody in an MLM is bad. However, I do know that there are people that are using it to manipulate. Absolutely. So that's not really backtracking. I'm talking about the business model, then I'm talking about the people within the business model. Those are two very different things. This is the same culture that when you disagree with what the leader does, she removes you from all of the groups.
That's bold, Erin. I'm the leader. Hey, I'm her.
Skylar, I wasn't even talking about you necessarily in this clip.
She really thinks it's all about her.
Yeah. I mean, the stories and the testimonies and the messages and all of the things that I know Julie, Joe, and I get, because we talk about all of it, is this same story. So just because she says she doesn't do that, although I'm sure that we'll be getting some messages, maybe that say otherwise, maybe not. I don't understand how she is taking this like I made this video about her. I didn't even mention her name in this video. She was in somebody's video that I reacted to. It wasn't even her video, but she's inserted herself into the narrative. I find that really interesting and very telling. I don't know. You have any thoughts before I press play, friend?
Nope, got our moderators. We're good to go.
I've never removed anybody from my group because people aren't the same, and I don't want people that act exactly like me here. I want people that are different to bring value that you created, that you helped to create, the people that you moved across the states, to live with, unfollows you.
I have a question. Okay, my question is, how can she be doing things so much differently when she's been successful in previous MLMs, growing a team, building an MLM downline? How can she all of a sudden not be doing any of the same things? Why is this so different?
Yeah.
The compensation plan's not different. The products, same as some other MLMs. Downline, same. What's the difference? I think, in my opinion, the difference is she saw an opportunity where she could be the top leader, the first distributor, and that she wouldn't lose rank. She wouldn't have to work hard and have anyone above her. she would be the top. Now that's my opinion, but and I'm trying to think like her, like what's the difference? Well, my opinion is she wouldn't have a leader.
Yeah. Yeah, getting in first.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
Block you because you're commenting on a friend's comment. This is
Okay, right there. She just showed you why she's hurt so bad. Who hurt you, Aaron? That's right there. She moved across state.
That's what assumption number 4. That's not my story that I'm telling. That is somebody else's story that they shared with me. So assuming that everything that I'm talking about is my experience and not coming from people that also want their story shared. Yeah, that's interesting. Who hurt me? Yeah, no.
To be with somebody in her other company, I don't know if that's like a friendship or what, but she moved across states to be with this person and they ghosted her. That is enough to hurt anybody. That's enough to completely turn you off from everything. But I also want to say that this happens in corporate America. This happens in the government. This happens in schools. In any organization, you're going to have to interact with terrible human beings. Unfortunately, this is part of life. And it brings you to a place where you're able to grow from it and learn from it. And
Yeah, but we're not talking about corporations and big companies. We're talking about MLM. Let's stay on like what we are talking about here. And again, that's not my story, so I don't know.
I think that we found her pain point, and who's watching. I'm so sorry, Aaron, that someone did that to you, but I know the pain and I know what that feels like.
kind of culture that we see at MLM. They block you when you're not working the business. They block you when you're no longer, really like getting on all the Zooms and all of the things.
I've seen this behavior from a certain company, but I don't think Aaron was a part of that company. I can't wrap my brain around doing that to people. Like, you don't have to perform to have a friendship with me. And that's terrible. This is her pain point. So she's hurt. Okay. And I get it.
That's a transactional relationship. And for me, that's a hard pass. That was a hard lesson for me to learn.
Transactional relationships would be like, I'm only friends with you if you are hitting this rank, or you're doing this Zoom, or you're showing up for this. Transactional relationships are based on monetary value. And all the relationships I've created aren't based on monetary value, especially with my sideline friends. Yeah, that's a tough one.
It's a hard pass for me. I would rather have a couple close friends and healthy boundaries than have
It's Frozone. There we go.
have a lot of people that are in my circle. I just feel like,
I agree with that.
yeah, you guys get what I'm saying. Y'all let me know what you think of this one.
Yeah.
These are not, in most cases, and I think in rare cases, there are people that you can develop real relationships within the MLM, because not all people in MLMs are bad.
Hear that? Okay. See, this is why I think her and I could have a good conversation, because she does see that she's not so narrow-minded that she can't see that not everybody's bad. A lot of us that have been hurt, the bad people hurt us because we weren't behaving like them.
What?
And when you can't,
What did you just say? Did you just say what?
I said, what? I don't
find a place that you feel
Oh, sorry.
no, I don't get it. Like and Hunter said she's choosing her words very carefully now. I agree. I do. You can tell that she is. But because she doesn't want to look like the bad guy, obviously, right? She doesn't want to look mean. However, there is the most slightly condescending tone that you can't get past.
Yeah. Yeah.
You can't. So, also, what?
What?
I just didn't get
I just
that.
loved how you said that. What? Ooh.
safe and loved and cared about, what else do you do besides create your own? With all the people that have been hurt and all the black sheep that have been heartbroken. I mean, that's what we did. But you don't know that, Aaron. You don't know that. You made a YouTube video without doing very much research on our company and what we stand for and why we created the company.
Man, that's called a deep dive, and that's coming soon.
Yes. Well, and here's the deal. No, I don't think people in MLMs are bad. I mean, there are people who just are like shitty people, you know, and we all know that. There are people who are shitty people, that's fine. But I don't think all people in MLMs are bad. We say this all the time. The MLM business structure is the problem. And those on here are anti-MLM. You're like, oh, you're saying this. I've heard this 1,000 times. Yeah, but we know that there are people on here because Skylar shared the live. We know there are people on here who are not aware. MLMs, the business structure, is why we do this. And the business structure and how it's situated causes people to treat people in a way that is not okay. And is not very clear. It's called manipulation. And that's why we share these videos, why we share top fails. We're not doing it to make fun of anyone because we don't, right? We're not doing it to embarrass anyone because that's not our goal. If it does that in the process, we can't do anything about that. We have to do it because we have to show the tactics. And I was talking to Aaron earlier. I was like, someone I was talking to in the comments were like, why don't you just not use their videos? Why don't you just not do that? Well, that's like asking me to do a research paper, show my research, and not show any of my sources. Actually, it's asking me to tell you my research and what I found without sharing any of my sources or giving any examples of why that is. It's the exact same thing. So
Yeah, that's a great example.
And the people who own the company and the people who started the company with the owners, you kind of dropped the ball on your research, and you could have had so much better content for this if you just would have like dug.
The content is good enough if you have to make a whole reaction video to it.
yeah, and what's the deal with the content could be better? What's her goal with that?
I think she wants the company highlighted. That's what it sounds like to me. Which is coming in a deep dive.
Yeah, in a deep dive. I mean, there's a lot more coming.
Yeah, you don't really do like there's different types of content that anti-MLM content creators put out.
Yeah.
An MLM fail is reacting to reels and in posts and videos and different things like that.
Yeah.
You know, then you have
Deep
deep dives,
reacting to trainings.
Yep. Zoom calls.
Horror
There's different
stories,
types of content.
Yeah.
You know. This was not a deep dive. This was an MLM fail video.
Yeah.
This is reacting to reels. So it's coming though.
Yeah.
Deeper than
It sure
the
is.
surface level.
You know what I mean? But let's just remember that some of these relationships are transactional based. It is dependent on if you are all in, how loyal you are to the leader and the
I want no loyalty from somebody because I'm their leader. I want their loyalty because of friendship. And what's really important to me is, you know, a lot of times in a leadership role, you don't really have friends. You have people that need you and depend on you. And once they don't need you anymore, they toss you to the
Sorry.
Here's the deal with that. Of course, we're going to say we want loyalty because we're friends. In the MLM, though, your downline, you have to befriend them. You're not going to tell someone you don't want to be their friends if they're in your downline making money for you. So no, it's not, in my opinion, befriending someone because you like them. You're not friends with everyone in your downline naturally. Like, you wouldn't befriend every single person in your downline.
Right.
But when they're making money for you and when you're in the MLM, you're more likely to be their friend. You're more likely to treat them differently than you would regularly. Like, personally, like we mentioned, now, I mean, I try to show respect to everyone, but I don't have to be everyone's friend anymore.
Yeah.
I don't have to let people in, and I don't have to break down my boundaries for people anymore. Especially if it's just not someone it's not someone I vibe with. But when you're a leader in the MLM world, you do. Because when you don't, they leave your team. They say, you know, you were mean to me. Well, likely because they were. You can't do that though, especially when you're trying to uphold the look that Skylar's having.
Yeah.
That happens to me all the time. But then I get really lucky and I'm handed my dream team. They all literally, I literally feel like God handpicked them for me. And they are friends to me, just like I am to them. It's not a transactional relationship. They don't get anything for being there for me, and they are. So
That you start to question that, you are going to be removed. Friends that you thought were your friends are going to unfollow you, unfriend you, block you, all of the things.
that does happen, and it has happened to us. And that's why we're not. Why would we literally like leave so much behind and walk away from it to turn around and do the same thing that those people were doing to us? Because in my eyes, I should have just stayed. If I was just going to act like those girls, I should have just stayed and became one of them. But no, I didn't. And unfortunately, with some of Erin's comments, that kind of is what it feels like. You're doing exactly what you're preaching against. Stop.
Okay. So
I want to remind people, anyone can act like the nice girl. Anyone can act like the nice girl. But the thing is, we've seen Erin. We know Erin. Anyone can act like the nice girl, and that's what she's putting off, as she is the nice girl, and Erin is the bad girl, right? The girl who is in the mean girl culture or whatever. I would like to say that I don't know if y'all have read the comments on the Instagrams, or if you've read anything that she said or anything that she's posted recently about Erin or the entire situation, but it is very clear that there is a mean girl culture in this situation, and it's very clear who it is. Right? I mean, the fact of the matter is, people who are watching from Skylar's Facebook, it is clear. You can see it. But like Hunter says, when you have rose-colored glasses on, all the red flags just look like flags.
Mm.
All right, that's all I had.
Thank you for that. That was very kind of you.
Welcome.
I've been saving this one.
This one's about me. And y'all know my sense of humor. Y'all know how goofy we act. And this is so funny because she thinks that I'm like threatening people's lives. She thinks that I'm trying to act tough. She was making fun of my clothes and my
Assumption number whatever. I did not say that she was threatening people's lives. I did, however, say that she was trying to look tough, because indeed in this video, that's what she was trying to do.
Threatening people's lives. Making fun of her clothes?
I don't remember making fun of the clothes. I commented that they were dressed the same. I did.
Yeah,
I did.
that's not making.
Janet said, Erin is so mean. Just a meanie bobini.
Meanie.
The fact that we're all dressed alike. And here's the deal. I'll give you the backstory after I let her talk for a second.
I've been saving this one, and I was sitting with my mom at breakfast this morning, and I was like, you know what, Mom, I'm gonna do this video today. And I remembered, as I was going through some of these hashtags, this very video. I'm not even gonna say anything. I'm just gonna play it and we'll talk.
You what?
That wasn't me. That was her. She talked.
Oh, I thought you said something weird.
No. Can I have a 1-minute potty break again?
Yeah. What are you
We already-
drinking, ma'am?
Look, I drank this whole thing from the start.
Yeah, okay, I
My
love
bladder's
it.
about this big, though. I've sonogrammed it before. It's tiny.
I mean, it is what you're going to school for.
Yeah.
Let's read some of these comments. When you have a 99% failure rate in your group, you have to blame the victims. I think that's what you meant to say, Jessica. Otherwise, you have to blame the business. Can we add a counter for all the times she thinks Erin is talking about her? I mean, her entire video, she thinks, reacting to my video, she thinks I'm talking about her and I'm not, which is interesting. They're also over dramatic. Good grief. I love how this Hun tries to make her assumptions into something. I think she wanted Erin to talk about her. She thinks this community is a pool of leads for her. I mean, I could definitely see that. Julie, take a shot every time that happens. Oh man.
I'm back.
Amway had a movie banned called Welcome to Life. Have you heard of that one?
A band?
Yeah,
Like
called
animated?
Welcome to Life. I'm gonna have to check that out.
Yeah.
Oh my God, Melissa, I bet you think this song is about you. I love that song.
You know what I was thinking? And I haven't realized this until just now, but I wonder if people in MLMs think that we are an anti-MLM MLM. And by that, I just mean a group of people who are like the same as them, but anti them.
Yeah.
Like that like she said, we have blinders on, but we're not groups of people who like we're just people who all agree on the same thing.
Yeah.
We don't like have MLM, like we don't have like, I don't know how to say it.
We don't dress
We live our
alike.
life. Like we don't,
Yeah.
if we want to do something together, great. But we like don't make money off of each other, you know?
Yeah.
Like I don't even know how to say it, but I'm pretty sure that they see us as like an anti-MLM MLM because we have blinders on, but in reality, like we step back and we have like the whole view. And so
Yeah.
if people are out here watching right now and they're like, oh, anti-MLM, like, no, we have the whole view. And what you'll see is we're not, and for those, a lot of us have been successful.
Yeah.
We've seen the top. We've been there. We know.
Yeah.
So it's not just like it's not like we just didn't do well and got out and are upset about it. No, we did. But we saw the top and we saw the bottom. And we saw the difference. Okay.
Yeah.
That's what I was
Yeah.
thinking about.
I love that.
And we'll talk about it
I'm
after.
serious.
I obviously,
I
it's,
love that.
it's muted, so I'm not gonna, because it has music, so I can't play it. But it is, you'll see, it's a rap song. It's a rap song.
It is.
I'm just gonna play it.
It's a
Okay.
TikTok trend. She thinks that we're like a gang, I think.
Assumption number or whatever, that they're a gang.
Thinks they're a gang. We know you're not a gang. Like, literally. She has to be joking too.
Yes. I that's just, yeah.
All just being fun, silly. Yeah, she's so offended by this.
Assumption number whatever, that I'm offended by her video. Not offended at all. Thank you.
Offended by her video. Okay.
Look at me laughing. I'm so tough.
This is probably her leader. Maybe she's in the video. I'm not really sure. They're all dressed the same. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you thought the same thing, right? Okay.
Okay. Backstory on why we're dressed the same. I love beanies. I wear beanies all winter long, and we went on a fall retreat. So I bought everybody beanies. Our team's called Force because I'm obsessed with Star Wars, and we all wear black clothes for a photo for our website that we have. And we were playing adult hide and seek, and we drew black lines on our faces and ran around the entire neighborhood, acting like little kids, having the time of our life. And this video, I need to say, also is not in response to anything. We were just being silly, and we saw a Perfectly Kelsey video and thought we're going to remake that because we have a lot of girls here and it's going to be funny.
They're all dressed the same. They're all trying to look super tough. Do y'all think that they look super tough?
I'm so tough.
It's kind of like when people say that, like, they threaten to fight people. I'm gonna fight you. What? Pull up. Pull up.
He acts as though you're not supposed to. Okay. He
So
acts
I-
as though
What?
it's to be entertaining.
What did you say?
Like she sometimes, well, a lot of times, MLMers act like we're like laughing, making fun of them. Not her so much sometimes, but in this moment, she was like giggling with us. I think that they don't realize like we have to make it entertaining. Like we have to bring some lightheartedness to it because it's so dense.
So true.
Like, of course, we have to make people laugh.
I love Kylie's comment, Kylie's Critter Corner. She said it was just a joke, but she also said no cap. Okay.
Would imagine that they probably made this video trying to look tough because people were talking about the company or talking about them, probably because they are emotional.
Okay. Nobody was talking about us. I wasn't really angry. I need to say that. She goes on to say that like I violated community standards on TikTok by making this video. I'm not really sure why because we're laughing.
Oh, I would love to clear that up for you, Skylar.
Oh.
So what I was
I was
talking
waiting for
about,
this.
yeah, promoting an MLM on TikTok goes against their guidelines. I believe that might have been another video that I did. Yeah, that was a members only video that I did where I actually have a screenshot of the guidelines from TikTok that says that you can't promote an MLM. So that's what I'm talking about there. I hope that clears it up for you. JJ, you got anything on that?
No. And if they say, well, I will say, if you're watching this and you're in an MLM and you don't believe that, how about before you don't believe it, go look it up on the TikTok guidelines. Pretty simple.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
And just acting like crazy girls. But no, we weren't mad in real life. It was a parody. It was supposed to be funny. I know that she didn't find it funny in the way that I did, and she wanted to use it as a way to make fun of me. But Erin, this is like the Mean Girl stuff, honey. The Mean Girl stuff you're complaining about, this is you doing that right now.
Skylar,
Honey is condescending.
yeah, Skylar, no, it's not.
No. Yeah, absolutely not.
But
also, like-
doing that
Oh,
right
sorry.
now.
No, you're fine. I'm just saying it's just so condescending. I mean, the entire video, but especially here, like
Oh,
in these moments, she's not even choosing to hide it really anymore because using words like honey, sweetie, babe in these instances, in these contexts, are condescending. So
Yeah, I agree.
And this is why people aren't going to listen and take what you say with any validity because you're doing the same thing to people that you don't know that you had done to you. And that's heartbreaking.
You know what's heartbreaking? All the messages.
assumption.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. What are we on? What number are we on?
You've had done to you. Let me look. I think we're on
I
10.
think there's two assumptions there. So I think the first assumption was that people weren't going to listen to me.
Okay, aren't going to listen. That was number 11, so we're on 12.
Yeah. So number 12 was what was the other one? You guys in the comments, let us know.
Oh, that you are. Oh, that
I'm doing the same thing.
you're doing the same thing. Yeah, but she has no idea what's been done to you. She didn't know your story.
Because she didn't do any research on my story.
No.
Granted, I didn't do any research on her story because this is not a deep dive video.
That's all right. I've done a little bit. I can help out if I need to.
Okay. All right. Okay, so let's.
I've got thick skin though, so I can handle it. A lot of people can't though. And I would really hate to see
No.
somebody have to
I don't
have
think
endure more trauma and have more salt rubbed into a wound by you when you are claiming to help people heal.
I don't think that's true. And the only reason I say that is the amount of time she's on defense right now. She has been on defense consistently all day.
Yeah.
Why?
Why? My question is why?
Yeah. Yeah. And like, how many top leaders do we show and debunk weekly? And have they done this? Not very many. And if they do, guess what? They stop.
Yeah. Yeah.
Interesting.
I find it interesting that we see this kind of a reaction. We've seen it from Mary. We've seen it from what was the other gal's name? Brooke, where they get all up in arms when we react to their team members' content. And I find that very interesting. I understand because that has the potential to affect or impact their paychecks.
Yes.
If somebody is highlighted by an anti-MLMer in their video and they stop working, because they're like, oh, this is uncomfortable. I don't like how this feels. They start to soul search or whatever. Or they're just flat out hurt, which I understand. I would be hurt too. Julie Joe and I talk about this all the time.
Yeah, I would be too.
I'm like, you would be
Well,
doing videos
if
on me.
I was still in the MLM mindset.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So the reaction I do understand, but trying to gaslight what I'm saying into me being the one that is pouring salt on wounds, ma'am, I'm not the one in an MLM where most people lose money. So I want to encourage you, Skylar, because I know you're watching, to do a little soul searching, to continue to work on healing. I want that for you. I genuinely do.
And you say Erin is so nice because she is. So take that advice. Truly.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Manipulating people, probably because people are getting sick and tired of hearing about multi-level marketing, probably because originally this was on TikTok and it goes against the TikTok guidelines.
Tell me how.
So they probably did this in response to that.
They'll tell you how.
Because
look up
MLMs are not allowed on the TikTok guidelines.
They also group you in with pyramid schemes and Ponzi schemes.
Yes. And fraud.
And fraud. You are
And
under
scams.
frauds and scams. All right, there we go.
Shut down the haters. But
There was no haters.
Good.
We were just being silly and laughing.
and all of us dress the same and we all talk the same and we're all about it and this and that. You're probably not tough. Nobody's scared.
I want diversity on my team, and that's something that I crave, because if we were
Hand up. Virtue signaling out the ass. And might I add, this will continue for the next little while. She's going to virtue signal. And when she's saying this, her intention is to make Erin look like she doesn't do that. If you're watching this and you're on Skylar's profile, that's what it is. I mean, like, factually speaking, that's what's going on. It's easy to look up what that means. But yeah, that's what she's doing.
Yeah.
we were all the same, it would be very boring. And I've been in a place where everybody is the same and I'm like the only one that's different, and it's not fun. So I really value people's differences. I don't dress like anybody on my team. I don't expect them to dress like me. I don't, like, they're all so different. They're all from all over the country. So they're all just like this perfect, like, pot luck of people.
Okay, so now we're love bombing.
Right.
We're love bombing. So this is another manipulation tactic. If you're watching from our team, and everyone in the comments who's not on our team, you know what we're talking about. We're love bombing. So she's going to love bomb. She's going to say a lot of nice things, a lot of sweet things. And she's only pushing one point, and that is that y'all don't wear the same clothes. She's trying to argue your point as in y'all don't wear the same clothes, as in Erin saying that y'all are not diverse. That's not the same thing. She's trying to argue that it is. So she's going to love bomb you to make you believe that you're here. She loves you. She adores you. This is a manipulation tactic. Please look it up.
Influence people into forming into the same, because we've already lived that. We've seen it. We don't want to be like that. But Erin, you're making assumptions based on your trauma, and you're causing people more trauma.
That's not accurate.
Erin. She's assuming that you're making assumptions based on your trauma.
She's assuming that I'm making assumptions. How does that work?
I don't get it.
Same. I feel like I need a drink.
I've drinking this whole thing. Go me.
Go
Go for me. Anyone
for you.
in the comments, go for me.
And God already has another one opened. Now, I'm just going to go ahead and say
This trigger warning might trigger some of y'all, because it triggered me a little bit, and I have something to say about it too.
Oh,
I'm sorry you're triggered, Skylar. I hope that you heal around that.
God is not sending you to a multi-level marketing company.
Accurate.
Oh, might I? Oh, my hands weren't up for you to pause, but
Oh.
I'm gonna go ahead and say, because not that anyone in the comments have heard me say it 1,000 times before, but this is the only way I use it nowadays. I have a master's degree in ministry and theology. Let's see what the fuck she's gonna say. Let's see.
I'm pressing the play.
Press play.
Press the play button.
I already know what she says, but let's do it.
God is not sending you to a multi-level marketing company. Last time I checked, God didn't hire Aaron Bees as his personal admin. So how is she?
I never claimed that.
I know everything, and yes, he did.
Is
I
that an
know
assumption?
everything. Yeah, I know everything about God. So yes, he did hire Aaron Bees.
I think that's an assumption. I think that needs to go on the list because
We're on assumption 14. What's the assumption? Can you
14. That I what was the word that she used?
that
Basically that I'm like speaking for God, I think is essentially what she was saying.
it's so odd. Go ahead and play it, and I'm gonna pause it here in a second, but I want her to finish her sentence.
Okay.
His spokesperson? Does she instruct God on what to do, or does she know what God sends people to do? In my opinion, and I don't even know if she believes in God, but in my opinion, my God has laid out my entire life, and everything that's happened from this point to this point has led me to the next place. So
I'm sorry.
It's the faith manipulation for me.
I'm sorry. I thought, forgive me if I'm wrong, that we have free will.
Yeah.
I thought that we make mistakes.
Yeah.
I thought that Jesus flipped tables because people equivalent to them were trying to get people into their scam. Excuse me.
Yeah.
Correct me if I'm wrong. I thought we had free will. I guess we don't. That's what she's saying, is that we don't.
Yeah. Didn't she also say earlier that God sent her team?
Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely. Yeah.
I mean, it's the faith manipulation for me. That's why I'm reacting to this very video, because it is faith manipulation.
Well, I mean, you can tick off a bunch of tactics. I mean, there's so many.
Yeah.
I mean, we've seen, at least 6 tactics that we see on all the time from people in MLMs.
Yeah. Oh my God, Erica. Today's faith manipulation is brought to you by the letter A.
yes, God can send you to an MLM company, and actually, like, if you made that same statement and you changed it from MLM company to something else, you would offend a lot of people. Like, God's
That's not what we're talking about, though. We're talking about MLMs.
not going to, let's just put LGBTQ, I can never say it right.
Yes, you can.
God is not going to, if she said this, I'm not saying this, if she would have said this, God is not going to make.
Whoa, which is it? Which is it?
She said this. I'm not saying this.
Yeah, she said this. I didn't say this.
She didn't say this.
Like,
Again, here's the manipulation. She's trying to say, here's an example, and she's trying to make it as extreme as what happened, right? She's trying to make this as extreme as what. We'll let her finish, but
I don't know what the never mind.
Okay. How much backlash would happen from that? God is not going to give you this political opinion over this political opinion. God is not going to send you to marry this certain.
Did you have your hand raised?
no, sorry. I'm saying here it comes. Like, here it comes.
Okay, my bad.
It's coming.
I'm just adding to the suspense.
What if somebody said these things to you? What if somebody literally told me God did not send you to a 2-bedroom apartment and make you sell your house? God isn't going to do this in your life. Why would you say?
Okay, so she believes that God tells people to murder people. That is the equivalence. Now, I'm not saying she's saying as extreme, but her thought process is the same thing. If God makes you do everything in your life for a reason, then why does God make school shootings happen? It is free will. We have the freedom to fail. We have the freedom to make mistakes and mess up.
Hunter.
And yeah, Hunter, that's what she's trying to manipulate the sense of of
Come for the
this.
gays now? Heck no.
She's trying to manipulate the LGBTQ community
Right.
to what you said, Erin, and how you're against them, which is false.
Which is absolutely not correct. Like,
LOL. She's talking to you.
yeah,
You.
I'm dying right now. Like, dying.
Like, yee.
Okay, Martins.
I think it's worse that you're about to bring up faith manipulation when you're literally manipulating
So funny.
God's plan.
She's gonna say word.
You're not watching that for a reason. Okay. Jesus does not want you to do a multi-level marketing company.
Gosh, she's like such a good spokesperson for God.
I agree.
And this is faith-based manipulation.
I've been saying I've actually experienced faith-based manipulation before, and it is a thing.
Yeah.
But for somebody to say like God's opening a door, God opened my door for like me to go down this path, that's actually people just
You're leaving out half of the sentence. It's not about God opening the door. It's not about God showing you an opportunity. She's only saying half of the sentence. What I was saying in my video was God is not leading you to a multi-level marketing company. Maybe he's leading you to people. Maybe there's a relationship there. But when there is something that is so predatory, God is not going to lead you in that direction.
Yes. It's just so intriguing that she's blatantly manipulating it. She's not using your entire sentence. She's choosing the part that fits her agenda. You cannot see past it. It is right there. She could say, no, I'm not. But the fact of the matter is, yes, you absolutely are. It's blatantly true right here.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you, Michelle.
amazing talking
Thank you, Andrea.
You guys are so nice. Thank you so much.
Thanks.
about experience, like life experience. Just like us talking about this is your life experience. Some people experience things differently, and it's okay that they talk about it. It's not manipulative at all. There's a difference in manipulation and just being transparent. And that's what people do. I mean, you're being transparent with your trauma and things that you went through, but you're using it in a way that
Lacey's here.
people. So
Hey,
I just
Lacey.
I can't figure out what your message is, Erin.
You can't figure out what my message is? Let me make it really simple. Don't join an MLM. The end.
Look at Lacey's
I
comment.
feel like it's emotional.
Oh, let's see. What do we got? It's nobody's fault you guys joined the wrong people and wrong companies. That was your personal choice. Don't blame people for that. I'm not blaming anybody for that, Lacey. So I feel like we should unpack this comment. It's a very, Lacey, thank you for this comment.
I would love to. I'll start by saying, and I've said it a dozen times, but I think she just recently showed up. We are going for the MLM business structure. It is not a company. It is not a person. The fact of the matter is we have to show these fails in these videos to show the tactics. It's like doing an entire research project and saying, hey, here's what I found, and not showing any of your sources. We can say, hey, they love bomb people. But if we don't show videos of them doing it, then it's just us saying they love bomb people with nothing to back it up.
Yeah. Well, I don't think they are great companies, Lacey, because they're still an MLM company, and the model is based off of Amway's model, where the majority of people lose. There's the endless chain. There's all kinds of stuff that happen within. So just because it's a bad business model and there are extremely predatory companies, it doesn't mean the people within that are necessarily bad. There's good people in MLMs, and I've said that. I've said that so much.
Yeah.
So.
And Lacey, here's the deal. People can have great experiences in MLMs, especially when they're at the top, getting the money off the backs of the people who are at the bottom.
Exactly.
And that's the issue.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's move forward. Let's move on and keep watching.
We'll see you later, Lacey.
and manipulative to do what you're doing. And it's just as bad as whatever your old leader or your old company did to you. And I just feel like we need to give each other a little grace. And I feel like I'm giving you grace by saying, you've been hurt. Me too. Same girl. And it sucks. This is not healing. This isn't a healed person.
Oh, assumption. You're not healed.
That is definitely an assumption. Yeah, that's definitely an assumption. Anybody that has known me for a while knows that that is not accurate.
I can make an assumption as well. She says she's healed from her MLM PTSD. I don't think she's healed. See,
Yeah.
that's also an assumption. So
Yeah, assumptions everywhere.
It change and it's not. This is pain coming out of you. And
I mean, do y'all see pain coming out of me? I'm curious because I can very clearly see where there's pain, and I don't necessarily think it's coming from me.
I do want to say
My
that
opinion.
I mean, no, you don't look pained. I will say that I love that Skylar shared this because now we get her audience and we get to explain things, and maybe the rose-colored glasses will fall, maybe they won't, but now Skylar, they get to listen to us.
Yeah,
It's great. I'm very
I think
excited.
that's awesome.
Me too.
literally, I would love to get Erin on the phone and have just an open-ended conversation. I would love to share my heart with her, share my experiences with her. Maybe we could actually become friends someday because, like,
No
I
friends.
love having friends and I love relating to people through things like trauma. And, I would love to hear her story. But her immediate reaction,
You can check my story if you go back on my YouTube channel. And I highly suggest starting with why I left MLM after 13 and a half years. I kind of give all of the information there. The companies I was a part of, the experience, the leadership ranks that I made, the income, the team, all of that is in that video. So if you really want to get to know me, and this is just a blanket statement for everybody. So if you want to know kind of that journey, 13 and a half years, 6 companies, my last company was Prove It. I was in the top 0.38%, car bonus, the whole 9, made 6 figures last year. So there you have it. That's my experience. So, but if you want more, you can go to that video.
and to me is going to be that she thinks I'm trying to manipulate her and trying to recruit her. Erin,
Yes.
I do not want you on my team. I do not want you to ever do something like this again.
Good.
You won't be able to move past where you're at.
I didn't know you asked to be on her team.
I didn't, yeah. To me, it's almost like
Hi, Mariah.
to me, it's almost like the intentions of all of this kind of just showed its face. I don't know. Yeah, it's like throwing a fishing net out. But if you were ever wanting to join another one, you've got quite the platform. You have quite the audience. No, thank you. I'm good. I no. Mm-mm.
Yeah, no.
You're at until you do heal. But healing is going to require you to take your blinders off once again
Oh,
and listen to people and understand their pain as well. And understand that
That's what we do in the anti-MLM community. We talk to people that have been hurt. They share their stories. We share their experiences. There's no blinders here. That's very interesting that you receive it this way.
when you hate something, there's no way that you can bring awareness to that without gaining perspective from all sides. And I just don't think that you're going about this the right way. That's my opinion. You can take it with a grain of salt. But we have common ground here. You're not wrong about some of these things that go on. But what you are wrong about is assuming that everybody's going to do them. That's like me assuming that you're going to do them. No, you don't.
Wait, gonna do what? That's like assuming everybody's gonna do them. What?
wait, what did you say, Erin? Sorry, I was typing.
Yeah.
Kelly asked what green names mean. I said they remember.
Oh yeah. Those are our members. Shout
Also,
out to
Kelly
Kelly.
asked us a question, and I think it's fair to ask Kelly, what do you see judgmental and hateful? And before you answer,
Yeah.
maybe it's a good thing to look up those definitions.
Yeah. I missed that comment.
Oh no, I actually didn't see it until Mallory, I don't want no Huns, go follow her, she's awesome, is on here. She asked Kelly the same question.
Okay. I mean, I think, yeah.
Skylar sounds like a compassionate person. Well, I think Kelly's here from her Facebook.
Okay.
So Skylar, in my opinion, sounds like a compassionate person when you don't know what she's doing.
Yeah.
I mean, cult leaders seemed like incredible leaders who love their people until one day someone told them to drink bad Kool-Aid.
Yeah. Yeah. Skylar sounds like a compassionate person. I've only heard from you guys for a few minutes and y'all seem so judgmental and hateful. Yeah, I would definitely, just like JJ just said, define judgmental and hateful. Nothing that we're saying is hateful. Nothing that we're saying is judgmental. We're simply reacting to Skylar's response to my YouTube video. So,
Yeah,
I mean,
it very well could be that Kelly's coming from Skylar's Facebook, and so she might know Skylar.
yeah,
And might not be happy that Skylar's, being put up here for us to debunk and talk about the situation. And that's fine. You have every right to feel your feelings. There's nothing wrong with that. And you don't have to like it, but that actually doesn't mean that we're being judgmental or hateful.
absolutely.
So
You don't want to do those things because you've been hurt that way, but you are right now by making these videos. You can bring awareness to toxicity in any industry, any company, any organization, the church, the schools, the government, whatever, corporate America. But this ain't it. This ain't it. And I really think that you should consider, she's probably never going to watch this because she has her blinders on, like I said. I think you should consider talking to me because I have a lot of value I could add to your mission that you're on. And I want you to see that what you're doing is no different than what has been done to us and what has broken us and the trauma that we've endured. You're doing it to other people that haven't done this to you. Broken people who just want to create change instead of canceling something that we love. So that being said, thank you guys for hopping on. Erin's clearly not watching, but that's okay because I'm going to upload this to YouTube in response to her video.
Love that.
I do want to say that I appreciate Erin because she is bringing awareness to the same things that I'm trying to bring awareness to, but I also appreciate her because she's not super, super mean. I've seen some mean people, and she did sandwich in a couple little nice comments, but yeah, I just feel like she's beaten a dead horse and she's not going to get anywhere doing this kind of stuff except for attract more people that want to
Not join an MLM.
throw shade and hate, and you're not going about it right, girl. This ain't it. I want to see your mission become successful with helping these people find common good and find healing and find these things that you're so desperately seeking. But you can't teach people how to do that if you're not willing to do that yourself. And you can swear off network marketing. You can swear off corporate America like I have. You can swear off working at McDonald's like I did when I was 14. But if you are going to chronically use that to fuel a fire that is negative and hateful, and you're doing the same things to people that they've done to you, no one is going to listen to you. And the people that are listening are the same ones that are doing it. And you have to be bold and you have to stand up and say, you know what, I actually do want to create change and I can stay outside the MLM bubble and create change in a positive way. And that's what I want to see from Erin. I'm going to keep following Erin because I feel like, I don't know, there's something intriguing about her. And I feel like she's a good person. She's been hurt and she's angry, and I don't blame her for feeling those emotions. But I want to see how this pans out. And maybe you'll see me again on one of her videos, but I hope that she kind of gives herself some humility and realizes that not all of us are hateful, mean girls, and some of us have experienced the same pain she has, and we deserve to be heard just like she does, and our stories are important just like hers. So
I think that sums up the entire reason we've seen this reaction is because she thinks that she is entitled to being heard on my platform. And I think that's why we're seeing the reaction that we are, which I find really fascinating. Really fascinating.
anyways, bye guys. I might be back more touching on this topic later and upload this to YouTube and my
Let's
website.
What'd you say?
I said, let's chat. She's done.
Skylife.com.
Oh, yeah.
So Whitney said, you both shake your heads no to being friends, but you're here to help people. LOL, this is repulsive. Whitney, I want to ask you, do you want to be friends with people who get people to come on your Instagram and attack you, who share things about you, tag you in them, and make you look like a terrible person, who manipulate the situation and try to make you look like a terrible person, who, I mean, there's a list. What's the other one? Erin, do you have someone in your mind?
The stories, the TikToks.
Yeah.
Some of the comments that on the Instagram post last night, you know, very condescending, just like what we saw here, you know.
That's what I was about to say. That's what I was about to say. Is very condescending to you? No, you don't. And as Erin's best friend, I don't want to be best friends or acquaintances in general with anyone who would do that to Erin.
Yeah.
So I'm sorry. I can't even validate what you're saying because I don't think it is a good point. It's repulsive, in my opinion, that someone would go on their, I don't know, should you do a Facebook Live or post it on YouTube? And I think she posted on Facebook and take Erin's stuff and manipulate it for their gain. When in reality, what she missed about 50% of the points.
Yeah.
She would take a part of the sentence that worked for her agenda and use it. That's not good for me. I don't think that's right.
Yeah. It was like a gang came to attack in the comments. Yeah. I mean, that's an accurate description of the Instagram. Oh my God, you guys. Thank you so much for all of these super stickers. Y'all are incredible. I appreciate it. I know JJ does too.
Yeah, I really do. Sorry, I'm like I've been monitoring the comments while Erin's been.
And this is a lot. There's so much to unpack. But I think this was a good start.
I do, and I like Kelly's as well. She says those comments you said are the first time I've really heard you sound compassionate yourselves. I was hoping I would see a better side of both of you, and that just did it for me. That's good.
That's amazing.
You know, I would hope next time maybe I don't know, press the bell or something. You can watch us live next time.
Yeah.
We are both very compassionate people, and you know, I don't want to say this and sound weird, but like our like community people who like follow us and stuff, I don't think they would follow people who were mean and not compassionate. You know, like people call out other anti-MLM creators who say terrible things or who like make fun of someone, like, and that's not stuff that we do.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. I mean, I don't know. I don't really think I have anything else to say. Healthy boundaries are a beautiful thing. You don't need to explain them to anybody. And just because somebody sends you a message doesn't mean you need to hop to it and respond or open it or whatever. You're allowed to have boundaries. I think that's probably one of my biggest lessons from being in an MLM and leaving an MLM is the fact that I don't have to be an open book and allow everybody to have access to me. And that is okay.
Yeah. And I think for me, what I'm hoping that people see, especially if you're watching from Skylar's Live, is that don't watch a video and take it for face value. Get the whole story.
Yeah.
And in fact, make your own opinion and don't listen to anyone else. Read all of it, get the whole story, and make sure that you're well educated on the conversation at hand, because it is easy to be manipulated. We have all been manipulated, and I'm sure you can think of a time you were. Yeah. So I encourage you to truly, truly get educated on your own if your upline say don't watch this, that is a time that you watch it, because that is called education control.
That's kind of my model.
Yeah, and that's actually what happened to me. My uplines, I was sent a video one time by someone who said, like, you shouldn't be in an MLM, and I was like, wait, what? And they sent me a video, and so I sent it to my upline, and they said, you don't need to watch this. This is just someone who's saying something, and they're uneducated.
Yeah.
I said, oh, all right, if they're uneducated, like, okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
But of course, they weren't uneducated. The fact of the matter is they had seen both sides.
Yeah.
And that's the goal. Don't listen to just the MLM side. I encourage you to also listen to the anti-MLM side.
Yeah. And just like we started this, this live was not about hating or shaming Skylar. It simply was a response to the video that she put out. And this is how we chose to respond to it. So don't send her any hate. Don't.
There's no
don't
reason.
do that. We don't do that here anyways. You know?
We're not here to, like, this isn't to say, like, hey, Skylar, watch this. We don't care if Skylar watches this or not. This is just to show more manipulation. This is just another video that we're doing to show what happened, right? What happened, and what are the different tactics that she used in a video. I could say, oh, Skylar loved bomb in that video, but if I don't show proof, then why would you believe me?
Yeah.
So
I had to let Stormy in. She had something to say.
Stormy. Oh, okay, can you bring me a couple puppies? It's time to show them.
Oh yeah, we got to show the puppies. That has to
Can
happen.
you bring me all 4 at the same time?
Oh my God, all 4? Come on, Stormers. Come on.
Can you bring me 2 and then bring me 2 more? Those are sleeping. Oh, I'll just show you one then.
Well, come on.
This is Spot. Spot, hi, baby. Oh, hi. This is Spot. I'm going to say hi to everybody. We call him Spot, her Spot, because she has a spot.
Look who's here, you guys.
Stormy. Puppy,
You're like, wait. Oh,
I am also an animal foster. Well, I probably fostered over a dozen puppies, but I foster puppies mostly. And I was asked if I haven't fostered in over a year. Animal Center emailed me and said, hey, can you please foster these puppies, please, please? And I said, yes.
your foot. Sorry, guys.
Are you wiggle,
That
wiggle?
was totally in the camera.
Are you wiggle, wiggle?
Lord.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
Oh, they're so cute.
I think Riley's mom will adopt this one.
Oh,
I really think so.
I love that.
Stormy does have a cool tail. Riley brought me all the puppies. Okay, here's Brownie.
Oh.
Here's Speckles.
Oh my God.
And here's Splat.
I can't.
Help me, Riley. Help me.
Hey, Mama.
You're doing.
These are all the puppies. Okay, here's Brownie and Splat. They're the craziest.
Look at your butt.
Stormy, your tail is so cute.
Seriously. Her tail's
Are their
amazing.
tails wagging? Look at those tails.
Oh, I love it. I think this is a great way to.
Little baby.
Oh, Erica wants to adopt one.
Erica, if you really want to adopt one, you can message me. They are 6 weeks old though, so they'll have 2 or 3 more weeks of me. They're gonna get spayed on the 28th, and then they can be adopted a few days after that, after they heal with me, and then they're good to go.
What a great way to end this.
I
line.
know. I just feel so much better after hugging those little babies.
I love it.
Yeah, I'm gonna go cuddle with them here in a second once we're done.
Hey, thanks for being here, guys. Julie Jo,
Yeah.
thanks for being here. If
Always.
you haven't already subscribed and all of that stuff, do all that stuff. Give us a thumbs up on the video. One of many cats. Thank you so much. We appreciate that.
Riley, they say you're hot as fuck. Thank you. I will say I know my husband is very attractive, so I really appreciate that.
I have hair envy. That man has some hair.
I know.
I love it.
I really,
All right.
yeah, like Aaron said, I so appreciate y'all being here. I mean, being here with us is, we love it. We love this.
Yeah.
We love this. We love talking to you all. And I love Aaron, so I'm going to be there
I
for
love you.
100%. I love you. I'm going to be there for 100% of the time. Why, like when she was being attacked, I was like, the fuck?
Yeah, it's the eyebrow raise for me.
Prob's not, honey. I'll be condescending now. Prob's not, honey.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm so sad to get off, but it's kind of late. It's been 2
No.
hours and 13 minutes.
That's crazy. I think this is our longest live. But you know what? We had some things to say, and I hope that it was helpful. I hope it was beneficial for people. I hope it makes people think. And again, do not send her or anybody else,
Yeah.
for that matter, any hate. Don't harass them. Don't do any of
Yeah.
that stuff.
For those that were like really kind and responded in a logical way, thank you.
Yeah.
Logic and statistics is what is
Love it.
helpful. Hate and anger is not. So
Yeah.
thank you. Okay.
All right. We're out. Love you guys. Bye,
Bye,
everybody.